Hello guys, and welcome back to another Dream Level 90 video. Now today, you know how I was talking about doing another video on remote control cars? Well, this is it. Remote control cars. I have some lined up in front here. Let me just show you. Just in front of the camera. I lined up there. There's the Aston Martin, the electrical one. And then there's that one. The brand new one that I've been meaning to show you. It's a Land Rover Defender 90 from 2015. That's the model of remote control car that it's based off of. As you can see, it's it's sandy and a bit muddy at the same time. So the simple thing is, it just simply needs a clean. Now, to shut the bonnet on the new one, I was just thinking, give it a little bit of a brush down. No, that obviously does not work because it's too fine. The little bits on the brush at the top are just too fine. Any brush I use is just too fine. The only thing that will proper get in there is one of these old toothbrushes. Yes, I know I use these too often. So I was thinking, let's start on the windscreen and then work our way down along the top of the bonnet. So we know where we're gonna start. So I'll just show it just there. I hope you can see there. Can you see it? See it from an angle there. Now, all I'm doing, this is not a proper clean, it's just I'm just rubbing off the excess sand off the windscreen, because to me it just seemed like it just looked a bit too sandy for its own good. Now, on the sides there, along the bumper, it mainly helps if getting that now that literally looks like it's all done. I did say that, oh yes, it's not going to be often cleaned. This is true. This next one that I've got here, we've given it a nickname because the colour really does look like that sort of awful toothpaste that you put in your toothbrush. So almost all of us have given it a nickname, and I think it's it's a good nickname, and it's kind of sort of we're falling for it. It's a nickname, Minty. So there's just sand underneath the bonnet, and it's preventing it from shutting smoothly. Yeah, that should be fine now. now that's done, I can pick up this and show you this. This is the indoor one. I'm going to take off the bit along the top. I'll just do this whilst you're there. So I no longer have all the bits for this, but I will eventually soon. It should be turning up today, so in the next video I do, that'll be another one. But I think you will all agree this body is much obliged knackered. But as what was the size of this body, I was thinking 3D print, or look around for 3D print, because I'm not quite sure what scale this was, unless it says on the underneath, which, to be honest, it doesn't. It honestly doesn't. It doesn't say on the body either. Well, I was mainly thinking of this. This is a body for an Audi R8. All the wires on the underneath have been cut off, and everything has basically been sort of come off. But so I've got a massive trash bag next to me. Anything that sort of really remains is well, the actual idea, I suppose. So I was thinking, give me some time. It may not be the next video that I put up online, but the idea of transforming a body like this that looks like a model of an Audi R8. I think this one's a V10 plus. I'm not quite sure. I may be wrong, but it looks like one of those powerful ones. But instead of giving it, that sort of disgusting dark black silvery colour with a shine, I'd like to give it a sort of like a red with a sort of a flash that's made with blue. So artwork per se. Oh, and I think we've got a visitor. I think people come to say hello. No, you're not getting any food. Funny little cats. They seem to love watching the trains and the remote control cars going round. What are you doing in my room, missus? Also, next to me, I've got a little tin that's full of these ordinary. I went out on Limbo ages ago and got a massive packet of these Panasonic AA batteries. So that's mainly probably gonna be for the controller, which is this, for the Land Rover, the big off-roading one. Bear in mind that eats up your power, but the response from this controller is immense. As you can see, it's 2.4 gigahertz, so that's basically, I can't explain how much range you can get from these controllers, but they are immensely powerful. But they take quite a lot of battery power, so I wouldn't be surprised if sometime soon the battery life in this controller for the Land Rover runs out. That's why I'm probably going to start bringing this tin as a backup supply, because they're rechargeable batteries, and I didn't check how much battery life was left in those rechargeable batteries when I put them in the controller. So I'm probably gonna try and get into a habit of doing that. It's with the new one that's probably gonna arrive today. Hopefully, fingers crossed. Fingers crossed. It's a lovely, hilariously red one. It's another indoor one. But it's one of those ones that I think it's got a setting where you can play music whilst it's going along, which I don't know, but I seem to find that quite hilariously funny. But I'm sure my parents will find it hilariously annoying. So, how's that? So that's all I really have to say for this video. Apart from the fact that I haven't received anything else in terms of new batteries. I think I might get another one of these batteries for the Land Rover. I thought I might get another one of those Land Rovers of the same type. So, if one of the Land Rovers runs out, get another one. I mean, they're just shy of 80 quid, which was incredibly expensive. But for my money, I think the Land Rover is worth every penny. Every single penny. All of those £81 worth every single penny. All I'm worried about, apart from that, is when I got it, I looked at it, and I was like, it's a bit awkward to work out. There's different types of Land Rovers. There's different ways you can alter the roof on some remote control cars. And it did say on Amazon, where I got it, oh, you can change the style of the roof. You can change it to have no roof. You can change it to be one of those war Land Rovers, or have no snorkel, etc., etc. The air vent at the front can have no bumper. You can change it to that, etc., etc. You can change it to have no roof rack. But on this one, luckily, on mine, the roof rack and the snorkel can be taken off. I prefer it sometimes to just have the snorkel on and take off the roof rack. But to make it a bit more realistic, another part of it was I had to fit separately fitted parts. That took a good couple of hours, but eventually it did work. We have been bashing it up quite a bit so far, and most of those places we've been bashing it about is down in where I live along the coast is Preston Beach and Paynton and Goodrington, places like that. So I've taken it to Preston Beach, I've taken it to Goodrington Beach, I've taken it to Paynton Beach, and I've also taken it down to Victoria Park in Paynton. I'm not sure how many of you will know whereabouts in Paynton or in Goodrington or along the south coast where those places are. But if you do, if you are a real place for the south, then you probably will understand and know where and what I'm talking about. So that's where I've been bashing it about. That's why it's got all sandy. Before that it was really, really muddy. But the next job is just basically when I get some more dry weather, because so far outside, don't know if you can see that. Don't know how well you can see that, but it's incredibly drizzly out there at the moment. And for weather for like a day where I want to clean it in a gentle way, not a thorough way, a gentle way, because I want the roof to be clean and white again, and I want it to be incredibly sandy and covered in sand from Goodrington and Paynton or Preston, etc., etc. I want it to be nice and white, but I don't want to use brushes. I don't want to go through the mad concentration part of using screwdrivers and thumb power to sort of lever it off a bit and then take it outside, clean it separately, and then screw it back onto a remote control car once it's dry or air dried. Sometimes I like to air dry things. I've got a real sort of thing for air drying now. It's the same story with some of my models. When some of my models tend to get dirty, I tend to like to and that's just the bodies of the models. The steam locomotives are the most difficult. When they get most dirty, I take the body off. If it's an easy locomotive to do, then I take the body off and go and just give it a little light spray, or sometimes use the brush it down with water. Here it's just a simple old Triang loco, and then air dry it. But there won't be any sort of dribbles of water if you air dry it, if you constantly sort of keep it with the way the air is flowing. It's just like a fan that can oscillate and just like turn from left to right constantly, then you won't hopefully you won't get any damage or water streaks to your paintwork. It's the same story with remote control cars. When you're trying to clean the paintwork on remote control cars, not only have you got to try not to hit the wires, you've got to try not to damage the paintwork by water, sand, or however. But yes, seeing as this battery's still charging, I can't do anything with this. It's just stuck in the tray as it is. The last realistic part about my Land Rover, when I first got it, was in real life there's with cars, there's people inside it. So I just thought, I've got this Lego minifigure. Oh, well, I've actually got 2 Lego minifigures that I don't use anymore. I don't match anymore. They've lost their sets. The vehicle they were put in eventually, at first, that's been lost. That's been broken. Parts from that have all been disappeared off to thin air. But the figurine is still there. Both the figurines are still there. And I'm happy to say I have succeeded in the fact that I have managed to make it look realistic and put a Lego figurine in there. If you can see that, I hope you can see that from there. It's like a little man with a blue holiday shirt, like he's going out on holiday. But some people have said, "Oh, he looks tiny. He looks so tiny. You can't even see over the wheel." It is a bit true, but it's quite accurate. As in, it's me driving it. But sometimes I like to sometimes I like to say, yeah, it is me driving it, because I haven't really had my growth spurt yet, properly at least. Not really, I don't think, anyway. So I almost certainly haven't had almost certainly haven't had my latest checkup. But thing is, I've stopped growing, so I think this is probably the highest I'll ever grow, unless I probably get the genes and the genetics from a tree, make me grow even taller. Then maybe. But up next in the next video is going to be probably showing a review of some of my latest models, and I'm going to show you what is my latest model. Sorry, it's a hair on there. And then after that, once that's all been done, I'm going to show you them running. Then once both of them have been run around the track for a little while, if I can actually do that properly, then I will show you what is the newest and the oldest locomotive in my model locomotive collection. Because as you can see, most of my model locomotives, they're made up of trains that are hauled by steam locomotives. But I come from a line of fans where I want the old ages to be back. I want the golden age to be back. I don't really want us to be hauled around by slugs that can't talk and just go as they leave the station, and when they come in they just go or just go wheeze really loudly or really quietly as they start. Some of them I do have a fine fantasy for. I mean, that I will probably show you in the next video. But for now though, seeing as we are running quite short on time, thanks for watching, guys, and I will see you all later. And remember, dream, achieve, dream on.